Thank you, Madam. So let's get back to the 22nd of June 2020 when accused number 2 appeared in court.
On the 26th June 2020, more Monla to Facha Island, Arthur.
When he appeared in court, he was remanded to which date?
Camera time on court to Ila Wishita Maraho, Ufitela Judge Lady.
That's correct.
About the Puken case.
Yes, sir.
It's on the 7th of September.
I think it was January to the 29th of June.
Of June.
June, yes.
What was the reason for the postponement?
In which all legal aid and no bail.
No?
Legal aid and no bail.
It is written here, legal aid, no bail.
Appearance,
Legal aid, no bail.
appearance for accused number 2. Who was it?
Kadi 22, no was no lawyer.
There was no lawyer on the 22. One and I'm mailing on 22.
After the matter has been remanded, were you present in court?
When I'm rather I do remind you of KC. Yes, I was there in court. It says you saw a car.
The J7 that was signed by the magistrate.
J7 magistrate.
If the accused person is not granted bail,
Something with B. It was there.
was remanded to which was kept in custody to which prison?
Actually, Pretoria, North of Pretoria, Mort, Sao Paulo.
I do not remember whether it was Pretoria North or it was Pretoria Mort.
That is not a prison, it's a police station.
A prison, with a police station.
He didn't go to a prison, he went to a police station. As a lawyer at a police station.
Why was he not remanded in custody, in prison?
Kikaba lying as a
I was actually Kalushi Jabore, only made out a very pain away, and I will carnally Nabia COVID. Nergas Hono home wage our prison, only Milan.
Well, like I said, there were cases that we were investigating, and because it was during the time of COVID, it was going to be difficult to try to get him out of prison. No one showed what he works on a matter as well paying. Go with COVID, it doesn't get squads. Is
that on record? It's on record for the 22nd of June. The reason why he was not remanded to prison.
Police station.
There was a letter that you wrote asking the court to remand him to a police station.
Can we have that letter?
I'll check it in the charge sheet or if it is inside the docket. If usafuni paper ukuthi umsolwa wa yini ndaba kwathiwa akabuyiselwe police station angabuyiselwa.
Will I be wrong to say that letter is issued by the station commander upon request and upon receiving reasons why he should be kept more than 2 days at that particular police station.
Kita bele ne tore papere e insure ke police station commander kamera a kutse gore gore gape le gore go tlhaloso ke ka baka la eng a sontja le matsatsa o feta a mabedi a le ka police station e.
Le rena le lefapha ra lengwala dira kgopelo gore kgoro e mo imushetse police station e le lore le kwano ya station commander sa police station here.
We as a division can also write that letter to the court with the understanding of the police station of the police station commander of that police station.
Yes, but I'm keen to know that order granted by the court to the satisfaction of your request as per the court records.
Ngiyakubona lekwalo le o reng le ngwalwe ke kgoro le khona gore le nka mlatsatswa aga dula a sa e tongong a be go
I really ka mo usually le dilo mo charge sheeting mara la date wa ke le bona.
Usually found in a charge sheet, but for that date I'm unable to find it.
Mara lona le ngwadile.
But it was issued.
But the conclusion is that it is not there because you can't find it.
Buruena se reka fitela moso na gore le kwalo le wa le gona ka ora o lu page.
Le bele le gona ka re kgoro e ka se dumele go mo Gomisha police station re sena lengwalo le.
It was there because it was impossible for the court to allow us to take him to the police station unless that letter is present. Yeah, but if incwadi lena ikhona ngoba engekuvumi katolo ukuthi simthathe simise police station.
Okay.
Uma ukuthi leyo ncwadi ayikho.
The 26th of October 2020.
Chapter 26, Gidi 26 October 2020.
The following day, he appeared in court on the 27th.
Kamramu Gadi 27, Wilata go
27 October to be precise, 2020.
Gadi 27 October 2020.
Accused was postponed on that, but it was the first appearance of accused number 2 and number 1.
Aba tswela kgoro ya seka tšatši le teng.
No, it didn't appear in court on the same day. I was about to
All right. Accused number 2, let us stick to accused number 2. Accused number 2. Accused number 2 appeared on the 27th of October 2020 in Boksburg Court.
Not for John Bedula, Koronia, Boksburg, Gadi 27 October 2020. That is correct. Yeah.
To which date was he remanded to?
I wouldn't know because I don't have a docket and it's a long time ago. Yeah, but I am going to pet docket and food discuss
Are you in possession of a charge sheet for Boksburg Court?
Yes, I have it.
Let's look at the records for accused number 2's first appearance.
I really will never let us show what we ule Takaning Horong EU Lamato.
It was a date of first appearance 27/10/2020.
It was on the 27th of October 2020.
To which date was it postponed to?
Well, I put on
Mo ke bona chachi te ngwetse mo engwetse muzika u khelela Stemba le maphisa Ntanzi ayom.
I see the chart sheet says Musika Kalelo Stemba, but I don't see, and I also see towards the Mapisa, but for Ntanzi there is nothing.
No, ki so ra ki bone le so. La be tshwarelo gore ke mo fase.
No.
Ngwetso ganyane.
No, sorry, it was written at the bottom. I wasn't seeing it. It is written there at the bottom.
What is the date?
Richard Sheet.
If I could push, I guess na ikawa ili 5th of March 2023. I'm not sure.
If I'm not making a mistake, it must be the 5th of March 2023.
As a quick please, my
No,
the
no,
record
he
is there, it
won't-
speaks for
won't
itself.
When you say it's there, it's where?
Where's the T?
It's Exhibit EE, my lord.
Exhibit
Exhibit EE.
EE.
Yes.
Is that the chart sheet?
Yes.
Okay.
The appearances on page 4, my lord.
Page 4. Okay.
I think the witness is struggling to find the date. Thank you, Mr.
Are you aware of the appearances, Mr. Ngomezu?
I'm aware, my lord.
Your colleague says the record is there. And it's self-explanatory.
It is, my lord.
And in terms of what's section 237, is it?
235.
2? Right. It's evidence before this court, in other words.
The reason for the postponement?
Sorry?
The reason for the postponement.
Okay, granted recording, not for bail. Court for serving indictment. Oh, it says they postponed 27/11/2020 for serving indictment, accused 1 to 5 in custody, no bail. I don't like you,
Postponed to the 27th of November 2020 to Passport Court for serving of indictment.
Yes. Where was he remanded to? To which prison?
Wela ishwa Trongong Efi.
Valeria.
He was taken to Valeria. What is Valeria?
That's not a prison. It's a police
No,
station.
yeah, Azanga prison.
No, he did not go to prison. So I was angry.
Do you have the letter from the station commander?
Unalilo kwalo lao cha post station commander.
Ya hopola bello wala ngoleo kwa port bali nyakile.
I remember there was such a letter because the court demanded it.
But what is the order in terms of after the letter has been submitted? What did the magistrate of that day ordered?
Kamra essentially one of the wila fella are usancho kudiru in magistrate wa judge Liu.
No hopola ulumecho remishe Valeria.
I remember he or she agreed that he should be taken to Valeria.
Yes, but it does not specify. It's a record on its own, but it does not specify that the court has made such a ruling.
Aona mo bangwe le gore khoro ile ya fella ka ibile ka mo.
nka se be le tsebo mo ka gore lo tša kgota ke dikwešiši botse o la ba bolela bjang.
No, I wouldn't know because I do not fully understand how the court operates.
All right. On the 1st of March 2021, when the matter was remanded for accused number 2, that's then he was remanded to Ramuchana prison in Rustenburg.
All right. 21st January 2022, not for Choila Ishwa, go Ramchana prison.
The 1st of March 2021.
21st March 2021.
a ke sa opola ke tsona se be ke le gona court na ke sa opola rona.
I don't remember whether I was
Matjatji
present
ke
at
se-
court on that day. Ngisakhumbula ukuthi ngangikhona in a court ngalezo.
Okay, let's move on. Now we're getting back to your evidence when you booked out accused number 2 to Foslorus
Ara how to amla to fatsha number 2 misha go full sloras.
on your way to Foslorus court. You were phoned by Brigadier Gininda.
Al sancheli tsileng ya ya fawe le la khwetsa mogala o jango Brigadier Kininda.
Nnete.
That is correct.
To take accused number 2 to Moroka police
Which amla to fatsha
police
be misha
station.
go Moroka police station.
Nnete.
That is correct.
Where were you at that time when Brigadier Kininda, because I believe you were traveling from Pretoria North to Foslorus.
Ke well le guy kana go ele go tsa mogala o ka re ke tsebo re le bitsa Pretoria North le ya go for sloras.
E go opola botse ba re le tsile mane re so fitlhi Centurion ne re so fitlhi Pretoria ya Centurion re so fitlhi Centurion.
No, if I remember correctly, we had not reached Centurion. Ever sakhumbula kahle sasingafika Centurion.
Which route were you driving at?
Beli
Which
sibila
freeway?
mo Pating.
Ke N1.
We're traveling on the N1. Sasama umgwaqo omkhulu N1.
N1.
Yeah, N1 south facing Johannesburg.
We are on the N1 south facing Johannesburg. Some are N1 south see big Johannesburg.
From N1 South to Johannesburg, from where you received the call. So for you to reach Moroka police station, did you have to travel via Alberton?
Yale gore le na le fitlhe le go be le ya wana kwa Moroka be le swantse le fitlhe le pote ka mo Alberton.
Ke tseleng because e o fitla N1 e fitla o fitla Midrand ya splitter ke N1 on the other side you join the N3 ya fit Albertine area Soweto.
Yes, because when it reached
E fitla Midrand
when it arrives in Midrand,
ya rogana tsela ona le yang side ya local prison e yang Cresta.
there's the one that goes to the side of Cresta and the one that goes to Johannesburg.
It's a manga go dime Fetu Alexander you join the N3.
And the one that goes to the left to go via Alexandra to go and join the N3.
So if you go to Moroka police station, do you have to use N17?
Yeah, Moroka police station.
From N1, do you have to join N17?
N17.
Ah, 17 year old.
No, say N17 is far. N17 would pull out.
Mara the off-ramps are not the fate N17.
No, but the off-ramps of N17, you pass them as you go along.
If another witness said he was escorting you when you were traveling at N17, was he referring to the route you took to
Jwale,
Mokoka Police
ga eba go na
Station?
le pake nngwe e tlileng ya re e be ile ya sepela ka N17 ga e felesitse ja wena o bo tla dumela gore e bolela ka tsela e teng.
17 e kgole ka dumela.
No, I wouldn't accept. N17 is very far. I am Vume, I'll be N17 it would.
All right. I need precisely the place where you waited for Buthelezi and Mapumulo when they were escorting you to Moroka. Where exactly in Albertine? If you said it's Albertine, but I hate saying Albertine. That's the reason why I'm talking about Albertine.
Ka gore o rile o ne o felesitse ke Mapumulo le Buthelezi. Nya go tse gore e bile kae mo.
Go kopane le bona tsela o sepela ka N1 le N3
When you travel on the N1 going on to the N3,
ya rogana gape tsela ya N3 Durban Vosloorus.
there is where the road splits again. One goes to Vosloorus and the other one says Durban.
Mo era Albertine le Bloemfontein.
And the other side says Bloemfontein.
Dan off-ramp Albertine mo pil R59 Vereeniging.
There is another off-ramp right there going to Alberton. It is R59.
Ya so go kopane le bona mo tseleng eo ya Albertine area.
So we met them there on the Alberton off-ramp on our way to Soweto. Sahlangana nabo lapha khona imigwaqo kube nomgwaqo ngene Alberton thina sidlule Soweto.
From where you waited for them, did you have to off-ramp from the freeway and parked after you have off-ramped from the freeway?
So go
Where
ne
is
ba
it?
be tshwana and be sanje le tšwa ka mo freeway tse tšeo off-ramp go lo ba eme.
A go gopole re ema gare usually go le tsabana dia bona gala le tsana ba di so ere approach ba re bona na pele re tsamaya a go gopole re ema.
I don't remember us stopping because they know our cars and we know their cars. So when they saw us coming, they just joined us. I don't remember us stopping. Kumbuli sima.
Was
Kwa
it-
imoto zethu ziyaziwa. Wathi nje uma besibona bafike baqhumana nathi sadlula lapha mina ngikhumbula isimo.
Was it next to a filling station?
Ibese gafili garage ka filling station.
No, la finis wala ala gara off-ramp na la garage ya BMW Harley Davidson motorbikes mo tsa go pona finis.
I don't remember there being a filling station there. There's a BMW garage and a Harley Davidson motorbike shop. I don't remember a filling station. Sakhumbula ukuthi kwakukhona igarage lokuthola petrol. Ngikhumbula nje kwakuyilakudayiswa khona BMW nalakudayiswa khona ithuthu ze Harley Davidson. So ngikhumbula kunegarage lapho.
Okay. So, amongst the participants on the day in which the alleged confession was taken by Colonel Rapado, will I be wrong to mention the following people?
Kakashile kona rapadale a mogela molato fatwa a amogela molato ke ka be ke le poso ge nkare gape ne go na le bathwana ba
Yourself,
ne le wena
Mabena,
Mapena
Yes.
Buthelezi,
Buthelezi
Yeah.
Mapumulo,
Mapumulo.
Nete.
That is correct.
Donald or Jonathan,
Jonathan.
Nete.
That is correct.
Lesering. Do you know Lesering?
Listening Omozeba.
Ya motseba ye.
Yes, I know him. Yes.
Was he also present?
O bala gona?
Hey, le sereng aksa go pola nga bolela maka gore ba bona.
No, I do not remember about listening. I don't want to lie, but I don't remember whether he was there or not.
All right. Of course, with the accused person. These are the participants.
Gape le molatofatšwa ke bona ba ne ba le gona.
The motor vehicles that were involved,
Dikoloi tše pedi le gona.
Toyota, what do you drive? Fortuner, a white Toyota Fortuner.
Be go na le Toyota Fortuner e šweu.
driver ke nna
Yes, it was driven by me.
A Golf,
Le Golf gape.
ke hlaloša golf eo
a
Can you
Golf
please
for
describe
GTI,
that Golf?
Golf for GTI, Golf 7 or
Golf for GTI or Golf 7?
mmala wa yona
The color?
a red.
Equivalent?
ne seo
No, it wasn't there.
Okay, what was Jonathan driving?
Jonathan Varela.
a sa gopola gore na ba na le golf mara ke tše di-white
I don't remember what he was driving, but they've got Golfs which are white.
Okay, if
Ba ngisakhumbula ukuthi ayishayela ehloboni lemoto kodwa ene Golf emhlophe.
Mapumulo, what was he driving?
Amaphumulo Varela.
a ke tse mara ba na le divene a ke sa bona na driver nje mara vene yona gona usually ba driver
No, I don't remember what he was driving, but they were vans. So I don't remember exactly what it was that he was driving. Ngisakhumbula ukuthi empeleni wayeshayela iphi imoto kodwa amaveni ayekhona.
If it was a hard body, you won't dispute it.
Ge nkare e beile hard body o tla dumela.
Nissan.
Eli Nissan ya hard body.
nka se dumele ebile nka se gane gabe jale ke divene tše dintšha ke sa gopola gore na mara divene tsone be di le gona go gopola e nna be ke drive
I won't have a comment of either yes or no because I don't exactly remember what it was.
Brigadier Kininda, what was he driving?
Brigadier Kininda ena o ba reileng.
a ba se go brigadier Kininda
He was not present.
On the day.
Brigadier Kininda wayengekho.
on the day Nick
You were taking accused number 2 back to in Pretoria.
Ge le bosetšana molatofatšwa wa bobedi le Misha Pitori.
na ba rarogana kwa
From
Carltonville
Primrose, I think. From Primrose to Pretoria.
Go tloga Primrose le ya Pitori.
if ever I see the official duties brigadier Kininda o tsamaya ka dikoloi tša gagwe go gopola a ke sa gopola gore mara a zange na sone
If it's not on official duties, Kininda drives his own car, but I don't remember. He wasn't there.
But does he normally drive a white BMW?
Mara o tla jo sepela BMW issue.
awa na yona
No, he doesn't have one.
From the employment, from work, there's no white
Kwa
BMW.
mmerekong ana BMW issue.
yo
There is such a BMW.
So if you can't remember, there is a possibility that he was driving a white BMW.
Ha lo re ha o sa gopola gore o ka kgona gore ba ka ba a reila koloi issue.
Colonel Kininda a swana le reile koloi tša rena ka gore from colonel go ya godimo ba na le subsidy tša bona so o namela ge le gore ke official duty a ka sware koloi ya state
No, the brigadier is not supposed to drive our cars because from a certain level they have a subsidized car, so they are not supposed to drive official cars except if they are on official duty.
as a passenger
And only then he can be in the car as a passenger. Colonel Kininda phela seleneemoto zabo ezikhasayo okusho ukuthi-ke abasafanele bahambe ngey'moto zasemsebenzini kodwa-ke angangena-ke phela uma kuwukuthi kuye emsebenzini kodwa-ke abe i-passenger.
There's something you mentioned, a procedure that you have mentioned, which is interesting to know about it. When you said you were not supposed to take accused number 2 to Colonel Rapado.
O rile go na le tsela e le swantšheng go bereka ka yona ya gore ga wa tshwanela gore e be wena o tšeang molatofatšwa o moiša go ga Colonel Rapado.
That is why Jonathan had to take accused number 2 to the
Ole-
office where Rapado was.
O le ke lona lebaka le dirileng gore Jonathan e be yena a tsamayang le molatofatšwa ba ye go Colonel Rapado.
elo le nkushitse botse a ka re be ke sa swanela.
If you are,
I didn't understand him that way. He said he's the one who instructed Jonathan because Jonathan knew nothing about the case. But the other story I didn't hear.
I'll retract that, but I'll get into the procedure in terms of taking the suspect if he wants to make a confession.
ke batla go tsena mo tsela e re berekang ka yona ga ya molato a swantse a ilo amogela molato.
Firstly, you don't have to be present if you're an investigating officer.
La mathomo
Am I right?
ge e le motho a dirang nyakišišo mo kgetseng eo ga o tshwanela go ba bona o bjalo.
Le ra o felesetsa go ba ka mogare ga ntlo e ba tšeelang
Do you mean accompanying the accused or to be inside the room where they take the confession?
All right. I'll clarify for you because I don't answer questions. The procedure that I want to put it across to you, you tell me that that procedure is not what is followed when somebody wants to make a confession.
Nyaka go botsa ge o tla mpotsa ra ke yona kapa se yona tsela e le dirang ka gona ge motho a swantse go ilo amogela molato.
Brigadier Kininda is the head of the unit, investigating unit. That's what you
Brigadier
said.
Kininda ke yena mogolo mo investigating unit.
nnete.
That is correct.
So a discussion is between Brigadier Kininda and the person or the colonel or the commission officer of a neutral police station.
Ure police ne bile ba gare ga Kininda le motho o mong kenele kapa ya swereng police station e isa amegeng mo tabeng.
Are you aware of that procedure?
Why it's even procedure?
Nke le beletše gape a ke le kobo ke le go marateng ke botse.
I do not really understand it very well. Can you please repeat?
I'll do so. When a suspect or a person intends to make a confession,
Ge motho a nyaka go amogela molato,
if that person relates his intention to the investigating officer,
ge motho a botsa investigating officer ka yona ntho ya nyakang go e dira,
the investigating officer will look for the person competent to take or with credentials to take a confession.
gore motho a dirang nyakišišo ka investigating officer ena o tla ya nyaka motho a ka kgonang go tšea go amogela molato.
Do you follow?
Wa kwešiša?
Ya ke a le kwešiša bjale.
Yes, I understood you now.
He will have a discussion and give the particulars of that suspect to the colonel, like Colonel Rapatu, for instance.
Gore o tla a botsa Colonel Rapatu gore o bolela ka motho mo bjang ge e le gore o hweditše motho a tla tšeang confession eo, so go swana le Colonel Rapatu mo tabeng.
Theleditše.
I'm listening.
Yes. He will use the colonel that is neutral and who is neutral, who has no knowledge of the information to be reduced into a confession.
Bjale o tla ya motho a senang tsebo ka gore go bolelelwa ka eng se sengwe swantšeng gore se ngwale bjale ka confession.
Theleditše.
I'm listening.
Yes. Have you,
Kusho ukuthi ke makuwuthi kufanele umuntu ayomamukela icala lakhe uBrigadier Kininda ke bekufanele ukuthi ayofuna umuntu azi ukuthi akazi lutho ngaleli cala ukuthi kube uyena ozobhala phansi ukuthi umsolwa uma ethi wamukele icala uthini.
if
Nnete.
Is that true?
That is true. Yebo kunjalo.
If that person agrees to assist the investigating officer,
I know motho wa dumela go thusha investigating officer. Uma uthi lo muntu uyavuma ukuthi azosiza investigating officer.
he will take it upon himself to act independently when he reaches the person who intends to make a confession.
Gore o tla dia ka mo go a nyakang gore a sa laole ge a fitlhela motho o a swantšeng go amogela go ngwala fase kamogelo ya gagwe ya molato. Futhi ke mese fikile lo muntu lo azo thatha khona ukwamukela icala kuyena usho ukuthi ke yena ke usezofike enze ngalendlela yena abona ukuthi kufanele kwenziwe ngayo.
Do you agree or disagree?
Wa dumela ka seo ka bona? I agree. Yebo ngiyavuma.
After he took such an initiative, he will approach the suspect
Kamora gore ga di bja o tla ya ko molatofatso ko mnaganelo o sho teng ale empa kwa lokho kumese fike leso sikhathi ke yena uzoya kumso.
Do you agree?
I disagree with you.
Ka gore a re tshetse ke boletse mathomong ke re go tla ya ka motho wa tja confession gore yena o nya go idira bjang procedure ya gagwe.
No, it's like I said before, it will be entirely dependent on how the person who is supposed to take the confession wants everything to proceed. So uthi lo ozothatha ke ukwamukela icala yena wena ubona sengathi kufanele uqhutshekwe kanjani.
Yes, I agree with you. But the fact of the matter is that he will exercise that duty independently.
Genau, utla dia mshumo wa gago go sena le a molaola.
Go swana le ona molato go ra re gore yena.
So say,
No, okay. Yena o bone le tsela ya maleba wa mo dira ka mogo gore re tlishe mona go yena.
He felt that it is proper that we should bring the suspect to him. Ubone kuhle ukuthi silethe umsolwa kuyena.
yes, I'll get to the facts of what happened in terms of taking that confession by Colonel Rapado. I'm just laying the basis upon which a confession is taken.
Ke no nya gore re bushishane ka gore kamogelo ya molato e tshwerwe bjang. I'm listening.
When he interviews the suspect, he will inquire whether he was not subjected to any assault, torture, or any kind of a threat. Do you agree?
Ha bolela le molatofatsa o tla ba a thoma a moshore ge a gapeletswa ka tsela e nngwe ka gore a bethiwe kapa ba šomišetšila tsela e nngwe. That is correct. Yebo kunjalo ukuthi angeke uzobe akazange aphoqelelwe ukuthi amukele icala ngokuthi ashaywe noma enziwe enye.
In the event the suspect or the person purporting to make such a confession informs the colonel that I was assaulted, he must immediately take that suspect to a medical practitioner.
Hello, ke tsa gore motho wa santšeng gore a theletše go amogela molato mo go yena motho ga ka re ba motile o santše a napile a eme a tšee motho a moiše sepetlele uma ukuthi ke lo muntu ke othe ozothatha ke yena ukwamukela icala wathola ukuthi uthi lo muntu ushayiwe kufanele vele kume konke bese mise esibhedlela kunjani.
I don't know if that is correct, that just a mere allegation would be the basis for doing that. I think that's not what the witnesses testify, my lord. It said if they find evidence of assault, that's when they would stop the process.
My lord, I'm laying the basis. I'm not attaching the facts or the evidence already laid before this court. I'm just driving the witness towards the compliance with a confession. Because here it's in the event. Here we are not talking about an allegation that Ntanzi told Rapado. I'm talking about in the event.
As for re dance ola ucha Rapado ba motile re ra gore e le re o ga diragala gore ba moti o swantse a dia ka ona mko. I understand.
A medical practitioner in that in those circumstances will issue a medical report.
Ba ja bophelo ba tla ba bantsha lekwalo la le ba lebitsang medical report ga go le jang again. That is true.
After the issuing of the medical report, that's then the person who intends to take that confession may, using his discretion, decide to proceed to take a confession or relate what he has observed back to the investigating officer.
As a court case, my lord, can counsel maybe lay the basis of what the basis for putting that proposition is to the witness, my lord?
May I retract that? May I withdraw?
Yeah, no, the law is clear.
For
The law
all
is
families,
clear.
yes.
Not what the kennel's opinion says. The law is clear. Once a report is made to the kennel, because he's appointed in terms of section 217,
Correct.
an accused suspect or a person who's supposed to be making a confession before him, once he says he was assaulted, that's the end of the story. That kennel is supposed to stop immediately. Stop. He doesn't have an option to go on, and because it's already not free and voluntary. He stops, and he can write a report thereafter to say, I was advised by so-and-so who was alleged to come and make a confession before him that he was assaulted by Ratamukwatlen, and I advised him to go and lay charges of assault against Ratamukwatlen. Something like that. But you can't go on.
In terms of that report, it must also be related to the investigating officer concerned.
Because you're not explicit like your colleague is saying, that a report is made. What does the report say? This person is free of any discernible injury.
Correct.
Then he continues.
Yes.
Because, I mean, he said, I'm assaulted, show me. He can't even show anything. Examines him, nothing. He decides to continue. And he will make a report himself based on the report which the doctor wrote, why he continued. Okay. That's how I understand the law.
May I proceed? My Lord, in terms of when the incident of assault was not mentioned, that's when he can proceed to take a confession. That's what I want to relate.
Yeah, when you say that, if it's not mentioned.
That's correct.
But I don't know, you put it the other way around. You said he's advised of his rights. And among the rights, he's advised to no coercion, no force, etc., etc., etc. It's precedent upon those rights. Okay.
Yes. Court pleases. Immediately after the interview of the suspect, and it did not transpire that he was assaulted. In the event he was not assaulted, he can take a confession.
Confession.
Mr. Buthelezi, I'm sorry to interfere.
Gomez.
Just quote the Act. The Act doesn't talk about one, it talks about three exigencies, as you know. Three.
Three exigencies.
Let Mr. Mnisi tell you what they are. 217, it says what? Free and voluntarily and?
Sound in sober senses.
And?
There's also undue influence.
Sober and sound and sober senses. And the third one?
Undue influence.
Undue influence. Those are the three requirements.
Yes.
Yebo.
Which one have I deviated to it from?
You just mentioned one, assault.
No, inducement. Then if he's satisfied, my lord, that he was in sound and sober senses freely and voluntarily, he can make a confession. Is that so?
What about can you mention them word for word?
If
I don't know.
he made it freely and voluntarily,
Gore ha ile hore o nyaka go fana ka ho dia confession eo a sa gapeletswe a lokologile
in
Ya
his
bobedi.
sound and sober senses.
gore a feletse mo dikelelong tša gagwe.
sa theleditše.
I'm still listening.
Without being unduly influenced, either by threat or promise.
Go sena se se ba lekang go mo gapeletša ka sona either ka gore ba tlo mo tia kapa go mo tia se se.
Theleditše.
I'm listening.
Have you done the confession before?
Ke la tia confession e pele.
Ao.
No.
Okay, may I proceed?
Because he's not a commissioned officer.
That's correct, ma'am.
Yeah, you
That's
must
why
add that because it would
he's
appear
a
that,
sergeant
yeah, he doesn't have the legal authority to do
to
so.
do it. Now, my concern, you were present when you received accused number 2 back from Colonel Rapati.
O bona gona ga le tlo mogela molatofatšo a e tswa ko Colonel Rapati.
O amogetše ke Jonathan a tla le ena mo polelong.
He was received by Jonathan and Jonathan came with him to us.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Then when you received him from Jonathan, that was when Colonel Rapatu, he concluded the taking of the confession.
Gore ga a tlo tšea ke lena ke mo Colonel Rapati a ileng a feleletša go tšea confession ya.
Nnete.
That's correct?
All right. So I'm not sure if you were privy on the discussion between Brigadier Gininda and Colonel Rapatu after the taking of the confession.
A itse gore kapalele ba gona go kwa se ne se bolela ke Colonel Gininda le ke a Brigadier Gininda le Colonel Rapati ka morao re go tšea confession.
Aowa.
No.
All right.
Acange kumakhulunya ukuzoka khulunya uKolonel Rapadu no Brigadier Gininda emva ukuthi kuthathwe a statement sokwamukela ecala.
Do you know why a second confession had to be taken in front of a magistrate?
Wa se gore e ka be le ka baka la eng gore go be le mo island a tšea confession la bobedi pele ga magistrate.
A ke tsebe o tla tlhaloša ke Brigadier Gininda.
No, I do not know. That will need to be explained by Brigadier Gininda. Cha ngazi ukuthi indawo kufanele ukuthi ahamba ayothatha i-statement sesibili sokwamukela icala phambi kwemantshi. Lokho ke kungachazwa uKenneth Gininda.
We are now on the 24th of June 2020 at Boksburg Court on the day a second confession was allegedly taken down by the magistrate.
Ka di 24 ja June 2020 mo island aya ko Boksburg gore ba lo ja confession pele ga magistrate.
Be ke le gona.
You were in company of Sergeant, the late Sergeant Mapena.
O bo sepela le Sergeant Mapena. That is correct.
So what time did you arrive at Boksburg?
Le la fihla nako mang ko Boksburg.
A ke sa gopola botse mare e le ka I think midday or afternoon a ke sa gopola botse.
I do not remember correctly whether it was noon or it was in the afternoon, but all I remember it was still daylight.
Do you remember when,
ngisakhumbula ukuthi safika kwesikhathi sini kodwa engikhumbulayo nje ukuthi ilanga lali sakhaya.
do you remember when was the alleged confession finished to be taken?
Wa bolore confession yabidi ba fetiche ne ngweje.
Nkanore ka icheredi adi irinyana mara ibele manchibuana mara ke re mo so na ne na ba.
It took a few hours and it was in the evening when we left the place. Waku sekuhlwile ngesikhathi sisuka lapha ngoyathatha amahora.
When you arrived at Boksburg court, where exactly did you go to? Where exactly? Before you entered the room 2, where did you go to?
Elifika kwa Boksburg court ile social litse nako room 2 ilelaga.
Tsene parking right fa. Atsana ka mara wa disele kaya officing ya SPP sina public prosecutor.
We got in and we went behind the stand and I went to the offices of the senior public prosecutor. Safia sangena ngemuva wamasali ngase ngiqonda ke office lika senior public prosecutor tuthi umshushisi omkhulu.
Can you remember the surname or the name of the senior public prosecutor?
Utsibaso vansa
so far ke hang or hong sa mara komitele o mo nom sesane.
It is a tall thin man. I don't remember whether his name was Hank or Honk. So kumbuli kamana good kwa Hank no mo Honk kodwa kuyindoda ende ezaqile.
All right. When you entered that office of the SPP, the senior public prosecutor, where was accused number 2?
Not for trouble, you balega ya office in SPP. He was with us. Ube nathi umsolo speed maso ngena office somkhulu.
All right. Constable Jonathan and the rest of the crew members, where were they?
Constable Jonathan le bangwe ba nna le bona ba balega.
Jonathan le yul ne ba tsama le nna.
Jonathan Lee were with me. Jonathan Lee ba be dan.
Bona le bana ba ka mo mara ga re mara sa pula go man.
There was those that were behind us. I don't remember who it was.
How many officers were there?
No, none of us is Chigai.
There
were quite a few. Babe Balingan.
Close to 10.
The Shume?
No plus minus.
We could say approximately there. Well, a city corner lap.
Heavily armed.
Never saw the weapon. Yes, that is their duty to carry weapons.
Right.
Yeah, but kumsebenzi wabo ukuthi bahlale behlomile.
Were they the same officers that were present at Moroka when the first confession was taken?
Ibeli bona bane bala bona kwa Moroka ge ba tlo tšea confirmation ya mathomo.
It's only ora kamontle or.
Do you mean outside?
I'm referring to the Metropolis officers, whether they were escorting or whether they were clearing a traffic for you. I'm referring to Metropolis officers that were present.
Kula ka di Metropolis officers or whether never sutsisa traffic kapa ba le bulela tsela kapa o le felesetse nking ya
mogopola ki Jonathan o na lo wana you la sa pala na le kae Jonathan na lo wana mo.
Well, the one that I remember is Jonathan. I'm unable to recall whether Yul was there, but the only one that I remember was Jonathan.
But Butelezi Mapumolo were also present at Moroka police station.
And
They were also armed at Moroka police station.
Moroka police station. No, it's their uniform. They are always carrying weapons. Yes.
The reason why I'm asking this is that a confession, when it was made before Colonel Rapato. There was
confession to Colonel Rapadu.
not inside the office,
Isn't Kahara office?
within the vicinity of the area where a confession was allegedly
How Philip
taken.
like a more idea confession now, na?
There was the presence of the police officers, Metro police
Ne
officers.
hona le mapodisa ale a metro police.
e go gopola botse re metse morago go se le church office
What I remember correctly, we were waiting behind the church office.
mo Jonathan a mišitšeng wa tsenella a go gopole ne ba le gona ka moo
Where Jonathan went, you go deep inside. I don't remember any one of them being there.
All right, let's go to Boxburg.
Area Boxburg.
When you were walking along with Mabena in the suspect, did accused number 2 saw those people or see those people, those
When
Metro police?
go Boxburg, I had to supply them a banner, limla to virtual. Ba mula to virtual, I want about.
a ke tsoro bone bo manga re o swanetse go ba bona ke le ba bantši a ka no
I don't know who he saw. He must have seen them because there were quite a lot of them.
There is evidence before this court that they were standing in the passage.
Ona le paki bo leng mo bo tlisitsweng mo forong ya gore ne ba eme mo passage.
clinic
That is correct.
And accused number 2 was also in the same passage.
And limla to virtual video, ba le mo passage eo.
e a ke re sepola ka moge
Yes,
re sa kana le office ya magistrate
yes, we were together. We were going to the offices of the magistrate.
Yes. And who else did you see other than the Metro police officers? Obviously, the accused person. The suspect. Who else was there?
Ke ka ba le mang o mong o le morning ke tla ha molato fatwa le mapodisa ba le ba metro.
go gona le monna o mongwe wa lawyera
There was a certain lawyer. Babu
Yes.
no mmelo a ela.
What was he doing there?
O ba yang mo.
o ba e be le moemedi wa ntanse
That lawyer was the legal representative of Mr. Ndanzi. Yebo le mmelo le ndoda ngithi ummelo ummeli kaNtanzi.
How did you know that?
O botse ba bjang. So
o tlile mo go rena a re ke moemedi wa ntanse ka botša ntanse o ne wa mo tseba na re
when he came to us and introduced himself as Ndanzi's lawyer, and then we asked Ndanzi if he knows the man, and then Ndanzi confirmed. Yeah, what I feel, you know, as a tool and American Ndanzi. So I ambuza Ndanzi ukuthi ayazi le ndoda asethi yebo ngiyayazi.
So were you satisfied with his introduction?
Ubo khosofetše ka mokgwa a tsebisitseng ka ona.
aba ke le ka mmotšiša gore mogala bjale ka role ra mara ko go bone ebile ntšha kgate e nngwe o swana le ya rena ya maphodisa so ya re ngwetse njiako something attorneys
Well, I went further to ask him to show us something, and he produced a card that was written something like, I don't remember correctly, but it looked like Mjiako attorneys. That card looked like the card that we police carry. So I put a card, I asked him, Salona, ngathi ukuthi Mjiako attorneys, fana na le card, iphatha amapolice.
Was that gentleman an advocate or an attorney?
Mono, if any advocate kapa attend,
nka se tsebe gore bjela tony nna go lotse gore ke moemedi
I do not know whether he was an advocate or he was an attorney. All I know is that he was a lawyer. I ngangwazi ke ukuthi wa advocate noma attorney, engwazi nje ukuthi wa ummeli.
So when, before the magistrate took the alleged confession, were you also present in the office?
Pile magistrate that was your confession you ubolo ngana ka hara office.
le gore le tlhalose botse re a thoma go ngwala gore
Do you mean when he
As a
started
people,
writing or when he was still preparing the things?
Before he took a confession,
bilateral confession.
There's a stage where he he introduced herself to the suspect. Were you also present?
Hona le mo a tsebisitseng mo molato
a ke gopola e tsebiša ka le gona ka re ntho e rena a e kgopetša mo go rena ke di ansteleng tša dikga tša boitsebišo tša maphodisa le ba yaka le ya Yule le ya Jonathan.
No, I don't remember him, the magistrate introducing herself. All I remember is that she asked for our identification cards. That was me, Yule, and Jonathan.
So, but,
ezethula kithina lo magistrate engikhumbula nje ukuthi waficela amakhadi ethu elami neleka Yule neleka Jonathan.
so you assumed that that was a magistrate?
Wena jaka hore ke yena magistrate.
A ke asuma a ke re fitlha kwa re tskreile SPP hang or home.
No, we didn't assume. Remember that when we arrived there, we first went to see the SPP, I think it's Hank or Hong. And then started ukuthi manje kubule phela ukuthi masifika lapha saqala salika kusine public prosecutor ukuthiwa uHank noma uHong ngisakhumbula.
Umena risha la kwa office yami.
And he's the one who took us to the offices of the magistrate. Well, yena was present at the office of the magistrate.
All right. During the taking down of the confession, were you also inside the room?
Manje kuma se khulunywa ke ukuthi kuthathwa ke lokwamukela icala ukhona yini wena ngapha?
Awu.
No, I was not in. Ngangingekho ke sebekhuluma ngokwamukela icala.
Who was inside? Do you know?
Ubani wayekhona ngaphakathi?
Le magistrate fetša o dira dikhopi tša nna tša maitsebišo a re fa tšona beke go šetše Ntanzi, Mr. Mchiako, magistrate le toloki ya mosadi.
After the magistrate had made copies of our ID cards, the people that then remained in the office was Mr. Ntanzi, Mr. Mchiako, the magistrate, and an interpreter. Maseke eseqedileke wenza amakopi amakhadi ethu abantu abasala lapho kokuntanzi uMjiyako ne magistrate no Toliki.
All right. Do you know if the suspect was handcuffed before you left that office?
Bila utlwa mo office ngwatseba amlato fatsha wasache a tsenshitse di handcuff.
Come up with.
Yes, in front. Yebo, wayesafa goza ngosi ngaphambili.
The implication is that he made such a confession whilst his hands were handcuffed.
Gore seo se bolelang gore ore o jere confession eo elore usanja tsenshitse di handcuff. That is correct. Yebo kunjani?
May I? There's something I'm missing there. May I take instructions from you?
Yes.
Something
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, was it the first time to see Mr. Mjiako on that day, the 24th of June?
e be la mathomo o bona monna o ba reng ke Mojako ka di 24 tša June. That is correct.
There is evidence that you tendered before this court that upon the appearance in court, you indicated that there are two answers that I got from you. Initially, subject to correction, you said the records showed that he was represented by Mr. Mjiako. Do you recall that? Or
Wa gopola tsa pa kwa
I'm
gore
misquoting
wa
you.
bona gore ngile a representa ke a emela ke Ntate Mojako.
le bolela ka Phukeng.
Do you mean about Phukeng?
yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you
That is correct.
Mr. Mjiako on that day?
O ile a kopana le Mojako kwa Phukeng.
O tlile I think postponement ya wa tsola o tlile ni mara sala ka kwa ntsha tender kwa.
Yes, he did come. I don't remember whether it was at a postponement or when, but he did come and attend over.
After she dirile confession.
After we had done the confession.
After the confession of the 24th,
O tlile ka mora confession ya di 24. Let me just check. I think I'm confusing matters here.
my lord,
Yes.
I was going to make a request. I'm also getting exhausted, my lord. I'm sorry to put it this way. I just want
You're getting exhausted.
Yes.
How long are you going still to be?
My lord, it's now 3:10. May we adjourn until tomorrow, my lord?
Mr. Mnisi, colleague says he's getting exhausted now.
It can only come natural.
I said, Mr. Nomalo
Thank you, my lord. I have no objection to a postponement. Thank you.
says Songene, Yonke,
Munyeki. Munyeki.
Munyeki, sorry, Munyeki, ne?
Yes.
And what's your view?
I have no objection.
Mr. Baloi,
The state also does not have any.
Mr. Nomalo Gomezuri is complaining of exhaustion. You have no objection. Are you available tomorrow? Kenan. Well, this court can tell you that I am still as fresh as a daisy. And I'm 76 and a half years. I was at the gym at 6 o'clock. Came out at after 7. Okay, you heard me. Please postpone to tomorrow.